Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. Cabin Rules. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. To anyone that finds this letter, you fucked up. I'm sorry to say that, right now, you're in a heap of trouble and probably don't even know it. Don't throw this away. This is no joke. I came here to get out of the city for a little bit and enjoy nature. I reckon you did too. That, or you're a hiker with some bad luck. Either way, what I found out might help you. You'd be doing yourself a favor to read all of this and keep an open mind. Here, I'll make this easy for you. Just follow this list and you should be okay, I hope. Good luck. If it's daylight and you got more than a few hours of light left, thank whatever god you have because you can just skedaddle on out of here. Don't wait. Grab your stuff and put as much distance as you can between yourself and this cursed place. Take this letter to someone who'll know what to do with it, or snap a photo and leave it here, in case some other poor soul stumbles in here. Either way, get out. But if it's storming or foggy out, do not go outside. Once you step foot inside this little cabin, you're pretty much stuck here. There's nothing special about it. Just trust me that you're safer in here than out there. If you ran in here hoping to wait out the storm, well, you have my condolences. If you're stuck here overnight, like I was, then there are some things you need to be aware of. Once the sun sets, it will start to really storm. I ain't talking some thunder in the distance and a bit of rain. I mean it will sound like the biggest cloud ever is stopped right over your head and is pouring all its moisture out on the roof of this cabin. If it was raining on your way in, it will get a lot worse as soon as dark hits. During the night, you will hear trees creaking and branches falling in the storm. They may even hit the roof. Don't worry. This cabin is old and sturdy. Nothing short of a wrecking ball is gonna get in. That window is big and nice when it's light out, but you want to pull the curtains when it gets dark. I don't think there's any harm in seeing outside, but for your own sanity, it might be better not to know. It's got that slightly green look tempered glass has, so I think it's safe enough. You don't got to worry about lights or noise. Just don't be too loud. Whatever's out there already knows you're here, so you can't really hide. But what you don't want to do is catch its interest. It's just passing along. Be calm and let it go about its business. If you do, you might make it out of here come morning. If you came in alone, then good, you can mind yourself and not worry. But if you had people with you, make sure they are all inside before dark. Under no circumstances should you open the door after nightfall. That's how I lost my dog, Scruff. Opened the door to watch the storm and he ran through. He wasn't a few steps out before something thick blurred past the door and poor Scruffy yelped like nothing I've ever heard before. I've never slammed a door so hard in my life. I was too stunned to think and just sat down and stared for a while. If you hear something tapping on the window, do your best to ignore it. Move away from the glass and just pretend nothing's out there. Don't do what I did and take a peek. You don't need to see something fleshy and huge dart into the dark when you draw the curtain back. You also don't want to be screaming. Think that's what ended up drawing the thing closer to me. That, or the door slamming. If you do take a peek and it's starting to get really misty out, like you can't even see those little stone steps from the window, then you caught its attention. If that happens, move everyone to the center of the room and be still. The pounding rain will make your ears ring, and this little cabin will shake like a leaf. Just be still until it gives up. You'll be safe again with the mist clears up and that honeydew smell is out of the air. The thicker the mist is, the foggier it gets, the closer it is. Don't use the fireplace. I don't care how cold it is, or how much you want a hot meal. You do not want to advertise that little hole in the roof. I tried to cook a little, and the rain somehow got inside the chimney and drowned out the flames. Oh, did the storm ever pick up after that? Sounded like 1,000 tiny hammers, all trying to bash their way in through the half-log roof. That's when I saw the mist coming down the chute and something moving in the embers. If you see something moving in the dark, do not get near it. That's how I lost part of my leg and cracked my head on the floor. Something grabbed me when I went near the fireplace. I'm just lucky I'm not old Saint Nick, or it may have gotten all of me. By the way, I'm sorry for the blood stains and ripped up sheets. Had to use something to tie off the wound. If you happen to fall asleep due to exhaustion or blood loss, then you might wake up the next morning. You might get tempted by those little rays of light creeping around the curtains. But if you still hear the rain, or see the mist, you stay put. Don't hobble for the door like a brainless fool with a fire poker as a makeshift crutch and some fantasy about escape on your mind. If it's still raining, you stay put. If you do go outside, Lord help me! Don't look up. Don't notice the clear blue skies in the distance, if you can even see anything that far. Don't smell that sickly honeydew in the air, or see the dozens of long bare trees trunks reaching into the sky. Don't think about how they surround the cabin, or how much they look like arms digging into the dirt and mud, how easily they could swipe you up. Don't let yourself feel the thick slimy drops of rain splattering the ground around you, or how much they feel like dog slobber on your skin. And whatever you do, don't stare up into the sky at whatever the hell is inside that thick cloud of mist. Because it will be watching you, and it will be hungry. It's been 2 days since the rain began, and it hasn't stopped. Sometimes it's quieter, but it's always there, waiting. I think it knows I won't be going anywhere on this leg. I think it let me scramble back inside. It could have reached down and grabbed me at any time. It's patient. I think it enjoys playing with its food. I know I won't make it more than 100 feet, but I'm out of supplies and out of options. Either I waste away in this cabin, or I try to make it out of these woods to warn people. In the very likely event I don't make it, then leaving this warning is the least I can do. Please. Don't make my mistakes. Live through this and get the hell out. Warn folk to stay away. I think it's time. I'm gonna head out now. The smell of that rain is making me sick, and that thick fog is creeping down around the cabin again. I think I'll take this fire poker with me. It's pretty long and has a sharp end. Worst case? Maybe I can do some damage before I meet whatever's hiding in that mist. Story 2. Rules for the Bakery. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. You gingerly lift up the paper again, so thin and delicate you fear it may crumble in your hands. Hey, congrats! You're one lucky fellow. See, the boss doesn't like to leave, so this must be a real special event. He's ought to trust you a lot if he's leaving you in charge. Surely you know this already, but I just thought I'd remind you of your boundaries, so to speak. You may have special permissions today, but you're still bound to the rules. First and foremost, don't stay after dark. This one shouldn't come as a surprise, but you don't want to risk anything. If you mess something up, the boss'll get mad, and you know. Should you find yourself still here as the sun sets, refer to the second set of rules. Second of all, your main job is quality checks. Management can come later. Every batch must be checked, and anything that comes out wrong is to be discarded. Unhappy customers means less revenue, and less revenue means unhappy boss. Third, assume any liquid or sludge is the result of a clumsier chef dropping jelly or pie filling. Keep telling yourself that while you get someone to clean it up. New employees can always be hired. On that note, though, do remember to check the pies. Please, try not to get into any trouble. No matter how bad, whatever he chooses to punish you with will be worse, I'll tell you that much. Nobody will notice your absence. Still just as oddly threatening as the first time you read it. As, for the first time in your run, you watch the sunset from the office window, you find yourself flipping the paper over to read the backside. Rules 1A to 4A. Say, remember being scared of the dark as a kid? Yeah, You'll need that now. I know, generic monsters lurking in the dark story, but I'm serious. You know how he feels about his fairy tales and myths, and you're one of the lucky few to know they're quite a bit more than just myths. 1a. Unicorn. Ah, the unicorn. Fuzzy little bundles of magic and whimsy. Consider, though, the unicorn. A bone-thin equine with fire in its eyes and no heart in its chest. He roams the halls in the vast darkness, searching for you. Though he looks unsettling, it's okay. He's the one you need least to worry about. Toss him a pastry and he'll be on his way. If you're lucky, though, and find his favorite, he may take it upon himself to protect you. Unfortunately, nobody knows what his favorite is, and he is picky. Good luck with that. 2a. Elves. The elves. Silly little things, they love tricks. Little known fact, they don't particularly care for the safety of their victims. Keep an eye on sharp objects and dangerous machines, and watch where you're walking. Would be a shame if you slipped on a conveniently placed puddle right into, say, a cutting table. Or something of that sort. 3a. Dragon. Don't worry too terribly, I speak not of a giant ferocious beast. As a matter of fact, the dragon is quite small. No bigger than a house cat. Though she's not particularly kind. Much like piranhas, who can pick a human clean in a matter of seconds, she's quite skilled with her fangs and her fire. I would suggest you get on her good side, but I'm not sure if she has one. She wants you dead, simply put. Be wary. She resides in the break room. 4a. Church Grim. You've heard of Church Grims, haven't you? A common belief is that the first soul buried in a graveyard must stay behind to ward off evil spirits and guide other souls to the afterlife. To prevent their loved ones from being condemned to this fate, some families bury a dog first, which is thought to return in the shape of a larger, fully black, gassed dog. We have one of those too. He is the evil spirit to be warded off. He has no good side. You'll know him when you see him. Empty eye sockets, bones poking out, rotten flesh, the whole deal. He doesn't come out much, but if you see him, kill yourself. Kill yourself and do it fast. You did something to make him mad and he's not happy. You will receive a fate worse than death, worse than any punishment you could possibly imagine. And it will repeat eternally. You scoff. A pathetic attempt at being scary. You toss aside the old parchment and step out the office door. After looking for the keys, you call, finally, a locksmith for the door. A few hours pass. He doesn't come. You sigh. You suppose you'll have to stay for a while. You wander around for a bit, listening to the sound of something tapping against the floors. Rhythmic. It resembles hoofbeats, sometimes like claws clacking. Your night has just begun. Story 3. Security Agency Welcome Letter Station B. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. You receive a note on your desk at your security post. Hello there. As you have accepted your job at our lovely security company, here are a few notes, details and guidelines you ought to know before you begin working with us. If you are receiving this note, you have been stationed at Security Post B at undisclosed company headquarters. As opposed to the day security staff your post and Security Post A, you will have a total of 8 guards on duty, 3 at your post, 5 at theirs. Your job is to patrol the premises and keep watch over the tapes. Though I am your supervisor, I don't decide your positions and you will choose who does what, and seeing as you are new, we must say, any rumors you may have heard of the area being dangerous are but myths. This is no reason to put your guard down though. Without much to say, let's just advise you of a few protocols and actions you must take during certain times or events during your shift. Shift times, 7:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Rules and guidelines. Do not leave your post empty staffed. It is important to keep at least one member of your team stationed at the security post at any time. We do not prevent you from patrolling the facility exterior, but leave one staff member at the station minding the cameras. Do not enter the company building under any circumstances. Despite our use as a security company, we may not enter the actual building. Entering this building is trespassing and can be prosecuted in a court of law. Keep your volume down between the hours of 4 to 530 am. It is of the utmost importance to not make any loud or sudden noises in this 1.5 hour time window. I would like to elaborate further. As an ex-guard stationed at this site, but due to my contract as a supervisor I may not disclose what consequences there are. What I will say though is that making noise will lead to your post to have an amount of job vacancies. Please maintain punctuality during your shift. If you must be tardy, try to arrive before 8 p.m. If this you are later than that, do not show your face here, really do not come. Try to notify your fellow staff of your absence so they can be prepared on their own. Do not have leave on any patrols from 3 to 4 am. As to abide by workers' safety protocols, we must prohibit patrols during these hours. Stay within your post and shut the blinds on the windows. If you have gone out on a patrol before 3 am, be back before then. Do not be out during these hours. As a recommendation, we suggest that during these hours you keep the doors and windows tightly shut and locked. We strongly suggest this. There is a gun in the lower left cabinet. You are all armed with electric tasers. You may use this as you see fit. As for the firearm stowed in the cabinet, the key for its container is in the drawer above. Do not use the gun unless you are in an emergency or a further rule tells you to. At midnight, exit your post and look to the sky. Listen to the following protocols depending on what you see. 7a. If you see a moon that is normal, you are just fine. Continue your shift as normal. 7b. If you see a moon that is the color red, please do not panic. Instead, find the aforementioned gun and arm yourself with it. Make sure all your fellow guards are back before 12:10 p.m. Afterwards, lock your station doors and windows. Radio the other station to check their status. If you hear banging at the door or please to be let in by any co-workers to be let in, do not trust it and try to keep the door shut. On the off chance that they break in, you will be scared to see your fellow guard's body looking like that in a state of disrepair, but you must stay strong and fire your gun at them. If the bullet does not kill them or scare them away, aim for the head. Do this before it can get close enough to dodo you what it did to your friend. 7c. Refer to step 12 if you do not see a moon. 8. How do you respond to anomalies on camera footage? We suggest to wait and see if it is real or just an animal or plant. If it is not either, please send a man out to check it. If he does not come back, refer to step 12. 9. How to respond to the man who will knock on your window at 8:17 p.m. If he is a well-dressed man in his mid-20s to early 30s, let him pass and enter the building, though once you open the gate do not look out the window. If he is an old man with sagging arms and a hunchback dressed in a company uniform with the name Allen printed on the jacket, decline him respectfully. Do not anger him, please. If it is a woman who is beautiful and in a red dress, look closely at her. Something will look off. If she has eyes just out of place, arms just a bit too long, or those nails, just a bit too sharp, decline her. If she gets angry, taz her and shut the doors and windows. Finally, if they look like you must take the gun out and shoot them. Do not allow them entry at any cost. 10. Leave your workplace tidy at the end of your shift. The day shift guys don't like a mess. 11. Hope he doesn't find you. 12. Please re-enter your post and shoot yourself. Choosing not to is certainly allowed, but some question whether it is worth it. If you choose not to, please hide beneath the desk and stay calm. It preys off of fear and will find you if you are scared of it. If you survive this night, we will either restation you to a separate part of town, or remove you from our company. 13. Stay safe and ensure the safety of your fellow guards. We gotta look after each other here. We're like a family here at this company, all together. Soon, not just a bond of friendship, a bond of flesh and blood, one of intelligence and the mind. We hope you are happy with your new employment here. Your supervisor. You put the note down and see the time is midnight. You receive 2 messages each from your co-workers, they each can't make it. You see a faint red glow from under the door and hear rapid knocking. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.